พิเศษ30 บาทถึง31 ตุลาคมนี้ที่เซเว่นฟาร์มเฮาส์English
ความสุขสดใหม่ที่มีให้กันมาตลอด
อะไรถูกใจเราฟาร์มเฮาส์
Hello! Wait, I forgot. Okay, I forgot to turn on my camera. Okay. Okay, I'm here! Hello! Hello, everybody! Hello! Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited! I'm so freaking excited to be playing Ace Attorney Investigations! Wow! Yes, I am excited. I'm super duper hyped. Wait, let me... Why is my fan facing that way? Wait. Let me go fix it. Okay, should be better. Should be better. Okay, should be better now. Okay, I feel better. I feel better now. I feel like this game is in need of a fan and an AC altogether. Because otherwise it's gonna be a very, very hot-headed game. So, yeah. Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome. Hello. Hello. Oh my god, my battery's low. Okay. Okay. I need to charge it. Okay. I'm charging you. Okay. So, we're here starting the Ace Attorney investigation journey, and I really hope we can end this in less than 10 streams. I hope. I'm gonna do my bestest to try to, do it, Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome. Okay, so we're gonna start with Ace Attorney investigations today. Is the sound too loud for you guys? I mean, I haven't been streaming on my PS5 for a long time. Not really a long time, but like yesterday as I was setting up, I totally forgot that I have to install all the firmwares and all the drivers of my card capture. How do you call it? Card capturing thing, box or whatever. I don't know how to even call it. So I started doing it like at night last night because I forgot. I cleaned all my computer. I cleaned my PC and I have to reinstall everything, and I forgot to reinstall this thing. And I actually did it all by myself, and I feel very, very clever. Because if you've been following me long enough, you know that I'm pretty low tech. And I am low tech. So yeah, let's do it! Ace Attorney Investigations, I believe this series will revolve around Miles Edgeworth, aka Edgy. I'm just gonna call him Edgy from now on because Miles is such a mouthful name, Okay, so let's see. Oh, I really miss the sound of it. Title selections, what do I have for option? BGM, yes, arrange. Ooh! Art style, pixel art, nice! I would love to go HD, please. Autoplay. Story mode. No, autoplay. Normal, yes. So screen shaking, screen flashes, vibration, text skip, text window transparency, okay, wait time. Okay, should be good. Okay, so gallery, we don't have anything just yet, I believe. Warning, this gallery section contains spoilers. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's start! New game, investigation, start from the episode. Of course we're gonna start from the episode. We earned everything old is new, okay? Episode 1, Turnabout Visitor. Okay, let's see. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. La 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 la. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict, WAH! Is all that matters to me! No matter what the cost. Oh my goodness! Edgy! You're at it again? Oh my god, who the heck? Is he bald? Is that a wig? I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. Wait, Edgy is the one being shot? What? Thank you for the follow! Hello, welcome! March 14 to Prosecutors Building, 12th floor hallway. Okay, is the sound okay for you guys? I'm gonna adjust the sound on my end a little. Because I feel like I want it to be louder. Welcome everybody! Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's go. Oh, this is nice! It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. Ah, it wasn't him. Okay. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood? What the? What's the meaning of this? Freeze! Again? Identify yourself. Shut up! You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Oh no! Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. I love him, Edgy. And he's gone just like that? What? My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. March 14, 2:56 a.m. High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir! This is so nice! I really love the graphics of this game. Wow, this is so new. This is like, as someone who've been playing Ace Attorney from the very first episode, I feel like this is like a whole new world of this game. Hello, good morning! Good morning! Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here right away. This is Dick Gumshoe, who is a detective with the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... Ah! Look what they did to your office! It's totally trashed! I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa! Sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing! The crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Ho ho! That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating! Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. Ooh, it's here. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places does a murder occur in my office? Oh no! Hello, welcome Mimi. Thank you for 4 months in a row. Thank you so much. Thank you for the sub. Thank you. Thank you for the sub. Is it really coincidence that murder took place in my office? I have no idea, sir. I get a nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? The office key. For security reasons, this office's door has a lock built into it. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. Oh my god! That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with L1, and then I connect them together with triangle. Ah! Now, to use L1 and recall the facts. Wow! Oh my god, there is also a penalty. Crime scene in my office. Morning! This is a new Ace Attorney. Yes, it is! A very newest one. For security reasons, our prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir! There must be a reason why someone has infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? The killer's goal. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? Okay. You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, it may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! Begin investigation. High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202. Okay. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply use X when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use triangle, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Oh my god, this is so cool! What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made the escape after disposing of the gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know! I was issued the exact same model, I think. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by the precinct's detective. Found that the crime scene is the same model as those used by precinct detectives. Oh. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir! Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yeah, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. Okay. Ouch, I even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set out ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give a chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yeah, right. Yup, and until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Okay, crime scene notes, bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found at around 2:05. Okay. Are you going to be okay with the keeping track of evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press R1 to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I got it. The victim in this case, why was he killed in my office? I don't know. Okay. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey! I have the exact same thing, actually! What a coincidence! A coinkidink! Let's take a look inside. Buddy Faith. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Your files are all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Okay. And I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this has rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I water the flowers every day just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? Oh, what's this? I don't believe it! I packed those files on these shelves so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall off, but just still got them. Just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem, to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. Wait, but isn't that saying gumshoe? It's G-U-M. Right? It's upside down, but it's G-U-M. Okay, I think everything is done, so we're gonna use the logic now. Does he have a life? That's very Edgewood line. Yes. The killer's goal. Victim was a detective. Yeah, so that's why he has his revolver. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edwards, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Victim's revolver data jotted down in my organizer, okay? It can be assumed that this gun is a murder weapon. It was issued to the victim, okay? Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use R to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use L1 and R1 to zoom in and out to get the nitty-gritty. Okay. To think that it's so easy to take a life with just a pull of a trigger. You know, I can't ever see myself really liking guns. Oh, but I love the ones that they use to track and field me to start the races. If you take off before it's fired, everybody always ends up following your lead. To chase you down for a false start, detective. Now that you mention it, even when I finish first, I always wind up in last place. Okay. It looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wrestling the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess this is about what we are going to find out. We should send the body to the author. Jim! Why? Oh, why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure, just in a blood-stained suit, Paul. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jack Sportsman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Oh, Jax. Are you freaking kidding? Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, Paul. Just calm down, okay? Oh, not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has a key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Ho, 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 ho. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then! You're Jim's killer! No way, Paul, you've got it all wrong! Everyone calm down! Mr. Portsman, correct? If you're a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You're sure one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? How about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for bodging it like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you, I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there! Sir! What? I want you to capture this scene on film for me. What? My final farewell to my partner, Jim. What? I should probably give them some space. You called, sir? Is there anything you noticed that you'd like to share, Detective Gumshoe? Just that I rushed over here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office, sir. The investigation's just gotten started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So... Were you the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately, upon my return, I found my office door to be unlocked. And what awaited me inside was this whole messy affair. Ouch, that's rough. Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective. Sorry, sir. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. Of course, sir. Examine anything and everything with X. By checking various things out, we can gather all sorts of evidence and information. You can see the evidence we've collected with R1. For information leads, it's L1. That's it. Great job, sir. Deductive reasonable is a way to go. It's called deductive reasoning, Detective. Clearly something you lack. I seem to have picked up a few good leads. Oh, so now you're gonna do that thing you do with all the information, right? What are you babbling about? The brainy thing that you were talking about just a few minutes ago, sir. Logic. You said that you can look at all your leads and info by pressing L1. Then you pick the ones that seem related with X and connect them with triangle. That's your way of investigating, right, sir? Yes, which is why this exercise in explaining my own method to me was unnecessary. Okay, then how about I explain my logic to you next? That is even more unnecessary. Oh, I can present things. Not sure what I should do with that other than to arrest it. Is that the only talent you have? Oh, wait. The victim's gun, huh? It's the same model as mine. A tool used to protect lives, yet one that can also take lives away. Those who take a gun in hand wield a great responsibility. I hope you understand that. I don't really use my gun at all, sir. The only time I would use this baby is when I'm fighting a hot duel with a convict to look ultra cool. You're doing so well until the last bit. Okay. So is there anything for me to look at? Your jacket, sir! What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by the firing around. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jackets as well? They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Yes! Because there's only one round fired from the gun, right? If another round is fired at this frame, that means it must have been 2 rounds. There should have been 2 rounds fired from the gun. This is a big contradiction. Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. Aww! He's thinking. Of course, he's thinking of my baby. Oh, I miss Phoenix. I miss Phoenix, right? I'm gonna miss him a lot playing this. But I have my own methods and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press OK with conviction. And when I've found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. Eureka! This bullet hole is a contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim, and the second felled this frame. Hey, that's right. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? Another handgun other than the victim's gun that I found. Could there be another gun in play here? Okay. Wait. Eh, how do I get it? Okay. By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, that is a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, I smell money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of my way. Roger that! Achoo! Talk about dusty! I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here, so... Or I would have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea! Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their assistants. So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it. Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Secret safe data jotted down in my organizer. Oh. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Now this is odd. You found something, sir. This keypad, don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. Hello, welcome, everybody. I couldn't find, let alone lift a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with information we have. I feel like these are connected. I believe I figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. Nice! There's a possibility that the files laid on the floor are not the result of struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelf files like you've never seen before, even at a library. I'm sure. Let's give it a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And, so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it! Here, let me help. So this file goes here, and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done! It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm no good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. Why is if he was killed standing, why is a bullet hole there? I put them all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for? The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands after being shot. There are prints on the floor too. Those must have been made when unable to stay standing, he dropped onto the floor. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. That would be the logical conclusion. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proved that very well. In a sense, I suppose. See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay. Why bullet hole? So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Then I guess the victim was moved because it was in the killer's way. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Let me see. Another handgun. We don't have that just yet. Bullet went clean through the victim's body, the victim's abdomen. The body... It should be this because it's too... Eureka! There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. Yeah, exactly. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot when he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against his shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption, and it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is a faulty assumption that causes problem with the bullet hole's precision? I think it's order of the files. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey! Actually, I think the level on the files are wrong, sir. Oh? Yeah! You see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird! Actually, the way they're organized now is their correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha! So that's it! I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Do you think it would be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They're finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith, and then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime, but why? The culprit rearranged my files twice. Once before and once after the murder. Now the crime scene is at it was at the time of the murder. Time to give another look. As it was. This. What is that? Why does it say gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait! There's gotta be some mistake! Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me! Say something, sir! It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is it what the killer was really after? Hello, welcome! Welcome! Stolen file data jotted down in my organizer, okay? One of the files that were written upon in blood was stolen by the culprit. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! You can't be terrible, please. Pleased to hear that your beloved partner is a guilty party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it! I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig up. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court, I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with his technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Alright, first, I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with R1 and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use triangle, but that's old news. But it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? Correct! And at those times, I need to press the witness with L1. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too. Very well, I would even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Nice! Mr. Portman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to this killer? I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is a culprit here. I will find the flaw in his man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Nice! Rebuttal! Let's go!
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy Faith? Isn't it obvious Jim is a perfect name for my companion? Jax and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jax and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys that decided to name Jim. He talks about the victim like it was his pet. You messed up the file to make it look like you had committed the theft instead. Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, Paul. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing, what an evil persecutor you were paired up with, and what a motive, no? That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, huh? Anyway, but thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killers didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much of your detective to miss something. But one of them was stolen, though. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot of person you can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Well, why don't you say something, sir? Ah, not you too, Mr. Edgeworth! Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the body letters, and I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup for the game finishing spike.
Objection!
Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Ha! Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor will be brought down by the power of his own office. Well, what are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. Ha ha ha! If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible! That's what's impossible, Mr. Portsman. Nothing? The files on the shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer want to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spine.
Objection!
Yes. It's impossible they could have taken the file before committing the murder. It's impossible. It's not possible. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean the S is gone and there's only half an edge. If Detective Gumshoe really was a culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Ah! Which means, what exactly? What does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with a crime scene. That's so low! I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You see, I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman? Brilliant! Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Meh, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Mr. Edward just proved that I'm innocent, pal. What? That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Okay. Well, I was thinking, did you know there's one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there! Yes, sir! What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl was a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No! Stop it, pal! Don't! Wait, is that... What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Oh no. I thought it was a grandma. I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bride. Beard? Maggie Beard, a member of security. Wait a minute! We know her? We know her somewhere. From some episode, from some series. Maggie Beard. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie! Yeah, we know her. Miss Beard is the security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. Why does he keep opening up his daggin? It's always fun to see the reaction of these characters. It's so fun. What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Beard. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, Paul. It was me. That's right. I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Oh, well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, Paul. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. And for one simple reason. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Miss Beard snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Beard as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows how our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. What the heck? So you were saying she used the master key? Okay, this can open every office door. Its use is controlled by security staff. Gumshoe still be Gumshoe. Yes, hello everybody, welcome. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claim about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Beard who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Who the heck recruits this guy as prosecutor? It's pretty okay, let's go. Press. Are you sure Miss Beard is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she is it. Isn't that right, Miss Beard? That's true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, Paul. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bright out? Yeah, ask for more details. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Beard has to say. Morning! Good morning! Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'd be the judge of that. Miss Beard, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir. If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. A likely story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because somebody stole it. Yeah, Paul, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is, as Mr. Portsman said, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft, but I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Her intent? From the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery.
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery, however. Glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with the little old me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe, hey, good thinking asking my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door...
Hold it!
Oh! Hello! Pison, thank you so much! I'm sorry I can't... Oh my god, wait. How do I read this? Okay, I'm gonna go and read it. Pison, thank you for 50 baht! Thank you for the donation. Okay, I'm gonna take my microphones with me. I'm not there right now, but I'm sending this as a little encouragement. Rakna, I know. Oh, thank you! Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the donation. Thank you. Thank you so much. And of course, I didn't change my alert sound because I forgot. I thought if we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly, it was just a theory, one hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Beard from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face. See? There goes the truth running on the way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can catch up to it. I don't think you were catching my drift. But we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you understand when I say... that since she is the only one who could have opened your office door, then that leaves only Miss Beard as our prime suspect. Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else? I'll have you know I have never made a spare, so what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she?
Hold it!
Yeah? Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I never knew it was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know. For when you screw up so badly that you are literally chased off by the force. Wait, what? Is that true, Miss Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash. Phew, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
Hold it!
I doubt it. By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe? I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to, but first we should listen a bit more and digest what he's saying. And press him for more information. I did! I press everything. Okay, let's see. What should I do with this? How is it obvious? More probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. I don't want any, how do you call it? I don't want any penalty. So what should I do with this? Let's see. Let's press again. Let me see the thing. Why does he keep opening and closing his cape, his robe or whatever? Did it say Yeah, she was a police officer, Mackie Beard. This can open every office. This is a master key to every office in the building.
Hold it! Hold it!
Yeah, they know each other. But if they know each other, why would she pin it on him?
Hold it!
From the mess up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. What should I be doing? Thievery?
Hold it!
Yeah, but she said it was stolen.
Objection!
Oh, what should I do? This is just the first thing, and I couldn't think of anything. Yeah, I feel like it's this one.
Hold it!
Around 1 a.m.
Objection! Hold it!
Oh no! I got it wrong, sorry.
Objection!
Then it should be this one, I think. Well, what should I present? What should I be presenting? But the master key is... Okay, fine, I'll try this. Oh no! Oh no, I got it wrong! I think it holds up rather well, actually. What do you think is wrong with it? Nothing. Let's move on. This isn't like you at all, sir. Concentrate. That was careless of me. I can't afford to do that, or the truth will slowly slip away. Remain calm, Miles. It's the only way. Oh no, what should I do?
Hold it!
How is it? Oh my god, I got it wrong again. How is that obvious? It was stolen.
Objection!
Yeah, but we can't prove her right just yet, so... Oh my god. I'm getting very not cool. Wait, what is it? I'm sorry, I haven't been reading the comments. I hate how this guy's always still got it off his jacket. From all the evidence and detail, anything in the safe is lost? No, there's nothing in the safe right now. Did you check the body? Maybe we missed something. Yeah, I did. The revolver, yes, we did. We checked everything. This is the first case and we have no idea what we should looking for. Yeah. This game Edward is main character, not Phoenix. Oh, I didn't see Phoenix. Yeah. This game is for, it's called Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. So it's only edgy right now. Like we always do check the evidence for missing detail. Yeah, I did. I've been trying to. We check everything though. The body was found at around 2:05. Oh, the gun? Oh no, she used to be a cop though. Oh, okay, I know now. It's a secret safe. Only prosecutors know where it is. So Miss Beard should have known about it. Okay. Okay, present. Go!
Objection!
Yes! I got it! Okay. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Beard was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe we're talking. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then, are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses! Why? What made you? What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable, conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him on the secret safes. Then that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it. But the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was a thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you, Miss Maggie Beard? Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was a thief, he wouldn't have a key to his office, which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah! Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Yeah, exactly. Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edwards' office. But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal! How many times do you have to say this? Maggie can be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Haha, thank you, Mr. Edward. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourself from my crime scene, you'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman, we'll meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear? Okay. Yep. And the sports guy is actually the culprit. The game actually gave it away for us at the very first of the game, at the very beginning of the game. March 14th, 4:18 a.m. Prosecutor's building, 12th floor hallway. What's with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. He was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence, you'll see, sir. But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then, what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Beard. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Wait, and Revolver has only one shot fire, but we got 2 shots in the crime scene? Yeah, we already pointed that out. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Eh? Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of this argument against Miss Beard is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is a perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Oh, this is nice. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. A minimalist yet classy door made of top-quality wood is sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force. It's almost majestic, sir. I wish it could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, it's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see! So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone? Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guards, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently, the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. 1202. These 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops! Hey! This number plate slides out, sir. They have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know? Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... Ooh, it is easily removed? Okay. What's that? What's that file? I won't rest until... Okay. It's... Isn't this that missing zero series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these zero files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files, however. The cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. Then that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, sir. It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago were missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. And you just leave it like that? A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talked about luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know? You sleep even out here, detective, in a hallway? Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same way, me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime to envision myself winning naturally. I bet the thief's not under here. I guess there's enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. I mean, if someone could contort themselves to fit, I'd be really impressed. Sounds to me like somebody has already tried at least once before. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with... Okay. So we should do it then. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before, when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun. Just once, I'd have loved to play with them. It sounds fun, but only the person ever taking a shot with Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was passing the ball, sir. On a second thought, I don't think I would have fit in all that well with them. Miss Maggie Beard, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective. She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know! And just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Weird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation. Yes, sir, Miss Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Okay, I have to present. So when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was about 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. I was just It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those 2 times, it was not just gone but stolen, sir. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say? Except for this time, correct? Well, I admit it was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sorta using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key? What for? What do you mean by you used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this persecutor who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as security guard, right? Ah! What is it? That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Miss Beard, quickly. It was about 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him. No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. And then, what happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think. So, in summary, for the sake of the one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Okay, this key was used to unlock and lock Portsman's office at 12 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. Talk about suspicious! I doubt you can say that you have never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Okay. Is everything alright? Yes, sir! You must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm... What? Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice, stay focused or you may start to losing more weight. Oh my god, he's here too. The lawyer. It looks like you're in quite... Oh no, the prosecutor. It looks like you are in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, comprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you have a few lost or need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious. I'll keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? I think his name is... Penny? Or something about Penny. What is a basketball hoop doing? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? Yep, I think he switched the plate. Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office? Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoops and... Basketball hoop, yeah. Oh, that reminds me, Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd. Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can't think of at least 3, but why am I even wasting time thinking about this? A minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood. It's kind of majestic too, fits in really well with the ambience of prosecutors' offices. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Yeah, Mr. Payne, yeah. Mr. Payne, I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. You just talked to him just now, Edgy. Don't be mean to him. The door is locked tight. Ain't bad. The old credit card trick wouldn't work here, Mr. Edgeworth. This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha! So a cat only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he always plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. And not even a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway? We talk to him, we talk to them. We checked everything, I think. Oh, it's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. I can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But you know, it is actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been there. How long have I had the same office and yet you still managed to get lost? Okay, I think I got everything. Yes, sir! Detective Gumshoe, you look rather intrigued by something. Care to share? Oh, it's nothing, but I noticed that Mr. Portsman calls his partner Jim. And the detective in that Sunday night drama, All My Cops, is named Jim too. I bet one of them is a big fan of that show. You seem to know a little something about it yourself. I take it you watch it too? Of course! The tight bond of friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. But it's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Ho, ho, ho. Friendship, detective? I think you're mistaken with pity. How could you say that, sir? And after all we've been through too. And you got a trophy for that? Talking to witnesses. About Miss Beard. No way she's a killer. Please don't tell me you buy into that accusation, sir. Rest assured, I think she's innocent. However, I need to ask her a few things regarding her security guard position. Well, if you're only asking, that's okay. Just stand next to her and then press X. Then you two can talk about whatever topic you pick. When you want to ask her about evidence, all you have to do is present it to her with, okay. Okay. I was wondering what about the investigation. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Let a real seasoned pro teach you how it's done. A real seasoned pro of instant noodle cuisine, perhaps. You know that you can always check out the really important spots in more detail, right? Yes. And if the area is too big, you can always use R to take a look around. Oh, but don't worry, sir. The R command will only show up when you need it. I knew that as well. And when you think there's contradiction or something unusual, try deduction. First, you line up your cursor with a suspicious-looking area, then press triangle and choose your evidence. When you've settled on a piece, you gotta present it with triangle again. I'm pretty sure I already knew that as well, detective. Well, if you can remember all that, then welcome to the world of pros. I dubbed you Ace Investigator, class dismissed. And all I wanted was an update about the investigation. Okay. Okay. disarray, Master Key was stolen. This key went missing from approximately I can't talk! From approximately 1 a.m. Hello! The key went missing from approximately 1 a.m. until 2:30. This key was used to unlock and lock Portsmouth office at 12 to 1:30. Until 1:30? But how did you use the master key then? Okay. Okay, Yeah, we talked about this already. Okay. So... I'll try this. Miss Beard, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. Yeah. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir. You said you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key has already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw the contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right. It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And... well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then. Well, I thought maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Ah, okay. Miss Beard unlocked the door, but master key was stolen, so she could not lock it up. Oh no. Oh, the juice. I have the deduction coming up.
Eureka!
There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. Yeah, because the door is locked. If what Miss Beard has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Huh? You know, you're right. Miss Beard, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Beard opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door? But how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is, we need to examine these. Prints on number plate. The prints on the number plate, they will tell us all we need to know. Everything? Really? Like what, sir? Like, what? No! Why? We know for sure that Detective Gumshoe's dinner only consists of instant noodles. Wow, that was amazing, sir. How'd you know? Was it supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, that's it. Now then, we should get back to doing what we need to do, and that's it. We need to examine these on the doorknob then. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey, you. Yeah, you, Paul. Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent, nostril-flaring detective. Sir, I have found only Mr. Portsman's and Mr. Fate's prints on this doorknob. So, only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose prints should also be on this doorknob?
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean, yes, the door that Miss Beard opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Mr. Portsman office data updated in my organizer, okay? Miss Beard says she unlocked this door, but her prints were not found on the doorknob. Huh? What have we here? Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. It doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although, I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. That isn't the point you should be focusing on, Detective. You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, how about a game? That's okay, Detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take note of this. Okay, somebody moved it, of course. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. Oh, get it, sir! Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you are out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. It looks like a note from the victim. Yeah, and it's for Mr. Portsman. Found. Ooh, okay, that's nice. Poking around this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh? How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth! As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind his murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on Truth's door. March 14, 5:12 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Mr. Portsman, I've finished processing the bloody letter, sir. All right, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Oh, wow. Okay, looking good. You're there. Take good care of this. Wow! Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe, end of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jax Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of prosecutor doing this job? I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Ha ha! Who would have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Kamma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me because it won't work? The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything? Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. Let's go! I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we're not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on with evidence. Nice. Rebuttal! Let's go!
Hold it!
My accusation is a harebrained idea, is it? You tell me, I'll say it is, after all. There's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit.
Hold it!
Oh, and what, pray tell, kind of evidence are we talking about here? Jim was my partner, so you can't say I had a motive for killing him. And that's it? That's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain. But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree? Might I recommend that you review what the word evidence means? It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as a killer. Besides, how may I ask you propose I unlocked your door and got in here?
Hold it!
Fortunately, I believe I have already shown how earlier. Your speculations mean nothing, as I still insist that I could not gain access to your room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? Yes, of course. You claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Ha ha! Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then. I propose that you use this to open my door.
Take that!
I believe you were able to open my office door with a master key, no less. Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely, you weren't able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You use your finger to direct this person to open my door with a key.
Take that!
You'd ask Miss Beard to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. It happens a bit too often for my taste, you know. But the room you had Miss Beard open at that time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure it was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Beard backs up my story. Yeah, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking that what you wanted? And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example? That's right! They do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then use one other thing to give a very strong impression. that the door she was opening was yours and not in fact mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Beard think that it was his room?
Take that!
What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building, which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Wow! That's very true, sir, because it was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit it in front of my office to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people, thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Conjecture's rebuttal. Let's go. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Beard is as dirty and guilty as a jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. Ah, so cool. Let's go!
Hold it!
Nonsense, you say? Yes, because I'm telling the truth here. I had the girl open my office door. Using the master key, of course. Sure, you have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right? Perhaps we should place it in the elaborate labyrinth for some sort for people like you. After that, it was in my room the entire time. How would you prove it then? And what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Usual training regimen? Training regimen? Were you going through your law books from start to finish? Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and I jog when I get the chance. Wow, you must be the buffest prosecutor we have. With the weakest legal muscles, it would seem. I was doing my usual workout, so... You don't have a single reason to suspect me.
Hold it!
Of course not. I think I've given you quite a few reasons out there.
Objection!
But none of those would stand up on their own.
Objection!
Then what about all the evidence?
Objection!
It's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such flimsy evidence. He seems to be trembling on a little. One more little push. All I have to do is find the flaw in his testimony.
Objection!
Oh no! It would behoove you to take a good look at this. I see it, but I fail to see how it has anything to do with me. Is that so? Sorry, Mr. Junior's prosecutor. I can't allow him to set the pace here. I must remain calm. Only by doing so I can find the fatal flaw in his reasoning. Okay. You were in my room the entire time?
Objection!
I presented the right evidence, but I presented at the wrong conversation. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How is that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you are out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Ah! Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Beard open for you. That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! This is proof positive that you had Miss Beard open the door for you.
Take that!
I had your door dusted for prints. My door? Huh, what for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Beard's fingerprints. Footprints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ah! Further, all of the prints on my my office door's knob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Beard's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up on your charade? We know you stole into my office with intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. Ah! And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of his office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me in simply too much to bear. There's nothing else like it in this world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You are the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down well. Eh? I'm a little obsessive compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched, which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. Now that's a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. But you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Miss Edgeworth! Back me up here, sir! Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. Portsman's alibi. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's a perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You see yourself. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. I'll go check out this alibi, sir. Be right back. Oh. Mr. Edgeworth. Sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in the criminal affairs said they saw him around 2 a.m. You see? All the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Rebuttal! Let's go! If memory serves, you came back to his office around 2 a.m.
Hold it!
Okay. Hello, welcome! You're correct, it was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you are spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch and make no mistake, it was 2. Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. And it was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. It is as you say, however. Yes, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh, well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit.
Hold it!
So you paid the Criminal Affairs Department a visit? Yup! Right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will... Okay.
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time. See? I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up on my sleeves. Ah! Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sullen look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? Hey, I think we've reached the end of the line and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there! Sir! Please escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. If I only had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? Okay, the intruder I met could not have been Portsman. Then who could it have been? I need to calmly think this through one more time and with logic. There were 2 bullets left in the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life. And one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeves. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were appended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder. So it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was a work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit. Who was the owner of the second gun? If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back.
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great! So you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth! Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was a killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just an average thief. A thief? But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that, in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean 2? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Beard and gained entry into my office. Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have the actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Grr. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? But why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into the office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left a fake dying message behind. He was such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where he gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir? Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. The stolen zero file, right, sir? Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shelves getting messed up twice and 2 bullets, it was all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times. Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief and was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. Ha 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 ha. What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and it's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument from which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Grr, Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Portsman's Alibi Part 2. That thief you ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal affairs. So I can't be suspected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course, now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussion. I don't think it's at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? Oh! I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Nice! Let's go!
Hold it!
Actually, no, I wouldn't. Why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Face Killer very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files. And it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. You mean the 0 files, right? And that's how we also know that the letters themselves were set up and not from Mr. Fate. If the thief was a killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves? Ah! Maybe the killer just didn't think of that either? Yes, that must be it! Maybe, just maybe. We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby.
Hold it!
Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh, you talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. Ah, it's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything after all. I hate to repeat myself, but as a training
Hold it!
But according to Mr. Fate's note, hold on, I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't we say Jim left that note for me in the early evening? If you have proof that he left it at a different time, say just before he was murdered. I don't have any, no. You see, so I insist again that I was in my office the entire time.
Hold it!
Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? That's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know, those sofas in the hallway, he likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And one of the evidence he brought, there were things related to yesterday's case, just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems so crucial to let it slip through the cracks. He brought me 2 items, a gun and a pendant, that are related to yesterday's case.
Hold it!
A gun and a pendant? Yes, this gun, which was a murder weapon. And this pendant, which belonged to the victim. And why were you taking them to criminal affairs? There was something in the past case file I wanted to compare these two to. But all this had nothing to do with this case right now. Anyway, I believe you'll find the long paper trail I left to be your satisfaction. This is all matching up with that Detective Gumshoe found out. So, I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left.
Hold it!
I can't expect you to know, can I? Nope, but I guess you can expect me to take a guess based on logical deductions. Oh, then let's see your deduce. Jim waited for me to leave and then stole the master key, for the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. And that's when Miss Beard caught him red-handed and the murder occurred. It's all exactly as I had laid out earlier. I know he's lying. I know he's here. Okay. The gun and the pendant. The gun and the pendant. I brought 3 pieces of evidence. It's 3 pieces. It's 3 pieces, people. You only tell me 2. That's a lie. Ha ha ha! Only 2 pieces? I believe the proper phrase here is you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. It says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is a victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe to get tripped up by simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe, you don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Whoa, don't come any closer, I'm warning you. This is all part of investigation, pal, so don't even think about stopping me. No! Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. But why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally... Oh my god, this is hard. Equivocally point to that person himself as a real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape that will drive this last nail into his coffin. The KG8 incident? That's a police case number, sir. Does that mean this video is evidence from that case? Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's important right now. Let's give the casting a thorough once-over. Hello, welcome! Wow! Oh, that's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Fate's blood? No! You've got it all wrong! No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video. Yeah, it's only suspicious. Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints? Yeah! If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only one son here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith. No, impossible! I lie! March 14, 5:47 a.m. High Prosecutor's Offices, Room 1202. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Fate, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Fate's blood on them. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Fate's fingerprints as well. Thank you so very much, Mr. Edward. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in the murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. It was nothing, really, compared to what I've been through. I mean, I consider myself lucky there was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If it had been a hold-up or a hostage situation, I would have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir, that Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there was a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's been rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged evidence, huh? And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to an entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, it just clammed up. Although we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scene. Oh, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Huh? Then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance of this piece of evidence.
Take that!
The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. And what happened to the stolen pages? Yeah, exactly. I wonder who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Yes? I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card! What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It is a mark of the raven. A three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? The great thief everyone's talking about. Yes, it is a mark of the great thief. Yatakarasu! Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatakarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatakarasu appears and vanishes as will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatakarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. Swords? Ah, very bad at R today. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once the target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with a single card. Although, it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's a location of where the thief put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatakarasu? Yatakarasu. Organization. Quite a few key words are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatakarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming, for they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. The end! Oh my god, this is just a first trial. Airlines? Oh my god! Oh my god! We're gonna be playing her! The fun comma girl! Gumshoe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, there are 5 episodes. Okay. Let me take a screenshot of this. Okay! So, this is the end of my stream for today then. It's been 2.5 hours, and I think I should be resting now because I've been talking a lot because I read every single one of the words. So yeah, thank you so much everybody for coming. Thank you. It's been so much fun. It's been so long since I last played Ace Attorney. And you know, I haven't finished the Ryunosuke one. Yeah, I haven't finished that one just yet. So I think after I finish this game, I will play some games, some short games later after this, and then I will start doing the Ryunosuke again, probably. But yeah, so thank you very much everybody for coming. Thank you for staying as well. I know it's been a long time since we last did this. I last did Ace Attorney on my YouTube channel, but now I'm gonna do it here now, and I really hope I'm gonna finish all 5 of them here too. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for coming, and I love you so much. I love you everyone. I love you. Thank you for the sub, and thank you for the follow as well. Thank you. Okay, let me see who am I gonna be rating today. Can I choose who to rate? Here? No? Oh, yes, I can! Okay. Who should I be rating? Yeah, I'm just gonna rate Scarletta. Okay! Thank you so much, everybody, for coming! Thank you! And I hope you had fun. Well, with my stream today, I'm gonna go back to my computer, so, okay, I'm gonna drag my microphone as well. Because I'm playing this on my PS5, so I'm not in front of my computer right now. So yeah, I'm gonna be rating Scarletta then. Okay, let's go, everybody. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you. I love you. Bye-bye. Kennedy-Hoku! Over and out. Mwah. Mwah, mwah. Mwah.